Welcome to the Decode Your Body podcast. I'm Tasha Miller, your host, symptom decoder and body clarity mentor for powerhouse women ready to finally understand their bodies. If you've done everything right, the plans, the protocols, the clean eating, and your body still feels unpredictable, this is where women stop guessing their symptoms and start decoding them through the lens of their unique body type. Get ready to become the CEO of your body. Welcome back to the podcast. You know, there is a moment every high-functioning woman eventually hits, that moment where the logic finally breaks. You've been doing everything right, not halfway, not casually. You're the woman who follows through. You're showing up, you stay consistent, you do what you say you'll do. Everyone can count on you in your business, career, your home, your habits, and your health. And yet your body is the one place where that level of commitment isn't translating into results. And to be honest, it's so incredibly frustrating because you're doing the workouts, tracking the macros, following the structured plan, hitting your 10K steps a day, eating protein, and removing every obvious variable, and you're giving it real 100% effort, but nothing is changing. And at some point, after months of consistency, you find yourself staring at the reality of your own body and saying the same four words that I did. This makes absolutely no sense. And that's the moment where women start questioning themselves, when the truth is, you should be questioning the approach, not the discipline, not the follow-through, not the motivation or the effort. You know darn well you give 200%, but you question the approach because you can be doing everything right, everything you were told, that you've read, that you've watched, and everything that is supposed to work and still get nothing back. And it's not because you're failing. It's because the plan was never built for your body in the first place. Now, we can't blame the health industry, but it has sold women the illusion of the perfect plan for decades, as if bodies are like math equations, as if macros, steps, protein, timing, reps, and structure are this plug-and-play system, and as if women can just copy and paste a routine and get the same outcome. But the truth is, a plan that doesn't match your body's design will never produce the result that you're expecting. And it doesn't matter how clean it looks on paper. It doesn't matter how consistent you are, or how many experts swear by it, or how scientific it sounds. Because if the plan doesn't align with your unique body type blueprint and with the pattern your body is currently operating in, your body is going to push back and it's not going to respond the way that we want it to. And this is the part that most women misunderstand. Your body isn't resisting your effort. Your body is resisting the mismatch. You're not missing the discipline, the commitment, and you're not missing the right plan. You're missing the piece that shows you why your body is reacting the way it is and what that reaction is connected to. And most women never understand that piece. And that's why you keep changing and tweaking plans, your foods, supplements, or your workouts. I spent 6 months doing everything that all the experts swear that works. Resistance band training, HIIT, over 10,000 steps a day. I was macro counting. I was eating so much protein that I just didn't even look forward to it anymore. And I was hitting all of the metrics. I wasn't guessing, I wasn't dabbling, and I wasn't doing the soft version. I was hardcore and I was doing the plan exactly as it was designed, because when I decide I'm going to do something, I go all in. Now, did I feel mentally sharper? Yep, you bet I did. Did it support my mood? Absolutely. My family can attest to it. Was I physically stronger? Absolutely. Sure I was. But the one thing that I was actively working for, the one thing I was tracking, measuring, and waiting for, didn't move an inch. Not a single pound lost. And the day that that became undeniable, I stood there in honesty with myself and thought, it just doesn't make sense. And the important part is that I didn't have language for the mismatch yet. I didn't have the framework, and I didn't know why it was working. But I felt the contradiction and I felt frustration. And I knew enough to know that the math wasn't adding up, and I could see the gap before I could name it. And that was the breaking point, the moment I stopped blaming effort and started questioning the approach. Because instead of searching for another plan, which it did cross my mind, instead of assuming I needed to try harder, instead of blaming myself, instead of thinking I needed even more discipline, I started paying attention. I started watching what my body did under certain rhythms and foods and seasons, stresses and routines. I noticed the patterns long before I had the terminology, and I saw where things were freezing up. I saw where my body was responding. I saw what drained me, what stabilized me, what sped me up, and I saw what slowed me down. And eventually, over time, the structure underneath of it all became clear to me. I didn't plug into someone else's method. I paid attention to what kept repeating for me, and I pulled the pieces that actually explained what my body was doing, and I organized them into a structure that finally made sense to me. I removed what didn't apply. I kept what consistently showed up, and I built the clarity that I never have. And that's the foundation of my Body CEO method. It's not another plan. It's a way of understanding your body, a way of reading what's happening in real time every single day, and a way of matching your decisions to the design that you were born with. That's the clarity that I didn't have back then, and the clarity most women still don't have. And here's the truth. When you know your body type blueprint, the guessing stops. When you know the pattern that your body is currently operating in, your symptoms, they finally make sense instead of feeling random. And when you understand how food, routine, and lifestyle interact with that pattern, your body stops feeling unpredictable. And you're no longer reacting, you're responding, you're adjusting with intention, and you're leading. And this is the real shift. You stop following plans. Instead, you start evaluating them and discerning whether they're actually right for your body or not. You stop outsourcing decisions, and instead, you start leading yourself. You stop trying to fit into protocols that were never built for you, and you start choosing what supports the way your body actually behaves. And that's what it means to be the CEO of your body. Now, this is exactly the kind of clarity I walk you through in my emails. So if you want to learn how to think like the CEO of your body, not a follower of someone else's plan, I want you to get on my list at tashamiller.co/newsletter. The link will also be in the show notes. Now, how many times you have changed your macros, your protein target, your routines, your timing, your supplements, your routines, adjusted your food, not because you're lost, but because you're trying to force certainty out of a plan that was never designed for you. And that, honestly, it is the real exhaustion. If you're anything like me, that was what was so exhausting. Not the work itself, because you're built for follow through. You're built to show up and do the thing. The exhaustion is the uncertainty. It's the guessing, the self-blame, the why isn't this adding up loop that steals more energy than any workout ever could. And this is where most women break themselves down unnecessarily, not because you lack discipline, but because you lack context. You're trying to lead your body without understanding the system that it's operating in. And that's the part no one teaches you. It's like trying to take a math test when no one has even taught you how to add 2 + 2. So what shifts when you finally have a plan that matches your body? Your decisions finally move the needle. Your routines support you instead of drain you. Your body responds to the work that you're doing, and your days stop revolving around symptom management, because that is just exhausting. It doesn't matter if you're trying to lose weight, or you have food sensitivities, or you have bloating, whatever it is, your body stops feeling unpredictable, and you stop chasing the next fix. You start moving through your day with capacity instead of confusion. And when something feels off, instead of spiraling, you don't do that anymore, because you understand what pattern you're slipping into, and you understand what adjustments you need to make to bring you back to balance. And you start trusting your body, and everything starts to feel safe. This isn't discipline. This isn't motivation, and it isn't about more willpower. It's body literacy. It's like learning to read. I keep telling my son, the better you get at reading, your whole entire world will open up to you, and you will be able to go anywhere and do anything through the power of a book. It's the difference between trying harder and knowing what you're looking at. And this is the work that I am building inside my upcoming Body CEO program launching in early 2026. It's not another plan or a protocol, and it's not a template. It's the lens, the perspective that finally makes everything else make sense. And if you want first access and updates for this program, make sure you're on my list at tashamiller.co/newsletter. You know, once your body starts to make sense and you understand it, everything changes. You don't just get results. You get your freedom back. You feel safe and you feel like yourself. Now you're not following someone else's plan that's built for them. You're leading your own. And that's when you step into this beautiful thing of being the CEO of your own body. All right. Thank you so much for being here this week. I really appreciate you, and I will see you back here next week. Thank you for spending time with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, tap follow and leave a 5-star review down below. I read every single one, and it helps more women find this podcast. If you want to keep the conversation going, head to tashamiller.co for resources, offers, and all the ways to connect with me.